Hello everybody! Today we're talking about self-publishing, which is perfect because I have a very exciting and very relevant announcement. I just launched a brand new class on Skillshare, how to self-publish your book from start to finish. When I first began my publishing journey, I was very frustrated because I could not find any helpful guides that broke down the process in sequential order. Now that I've gone through the process myself a few times and had some great success, I decided to create the resource myself. You're welcome. This class is exactly what it sounds like. I break down the self-publishing process step by step, starting with the professional edit and ending with publication. You also have a handy-dandy assignment that allows you to build your own cover art concept. If you are interested in taking the class, you can do so right now. I've got it linked below, and best of all, you can take it for free. By clicking the link, you can get access to a free trial of Skillshare. That means you can take my class for $0. You're welcome again. Get to clicking, learn how to self-publish, and save some money. Moving on, a while back I made a video breaking down the general costs of self-publishing, but today I'm getting specific. I'm breaking down the exact cost of publishing my most recent novel, The Savior Sister. The Savior Sister is a dark fantasy romance novel that came out in September 2020. I am going through all of the line items of my publication, and I'm letting you know all of my thoughts on those expenses. That means I'll let you know if the expenses are comparable to the norm, if I got a great discount, or if I overpaid. A few disclaimers. First and foremost, this video is about self-publishing, not traditional publishing. If you are publishing through a traditional publishing house, they should be covering all of these expenses. All of them. If you're paying for your cover art or editor or copyright, they're conning you, run for the hills. And second, I will only be covering publishing expenses, not marketing expenses. I have a very large platform, and the larger your platform, the more free marketing comes your way. Thus, taking a look at my marketing expenses would probably create a very false impression, and I don't want to do that to you guys. While I've got you here, be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell. I post videos on Wednesdays with bonus content on Mondays. We have a good time here. We talk about books, we talk about writing books, we talk about loving books, we talk about hating books. It's awesome. And don't forget to check out my #1 best-selling dark fantasy romance series, The Savior series. We got The Savior's Champion, which is out right now. We got The Savior's Sister, which is out right now. They're both amazing. I got them linked below. Pick up your copy today. On to the publishing expenses. I can feel my pockets emptying already. Expense number 1, the developmental and line editor, $1,707. The developmental edit is your first round of edits. They're there to tackle the major structural issues, or plot lines, or character arcs. A line edit analyzes your writing on a sentence and paragraph level, checking for style, flow, and consistency. Developmental edits tend to be the most expensive. I've seen rates anywhere between ½ cent to 3 cents per word. However, rates are typically somewhere in the middle. Line edits tend to be cheaper, maybe ½ cent to 2 cents per word. Now you might be looking at the dollar amount I spent and thinking, fuck that. But keep in mind, this is the book I published. It's big. This book has roughly 160,000 words in it, and since editors usually charge by the word, we're gonna be looking at a hefty price tag. When you compare the word count to my expense, especially considering the fact that I got a package deal of 2 types of edits, we're actually looking at a pretty good deal. That said, most books are about half the length of The Savior Sister, so please take that into consideration when analyzing these figures. Basically, I got a really good deal on a package edit, but it looks extremely expensive because there were a lot of words to get through. Expense number 2, copy editor, $762. The copy editor covers your work on a word-by-word basis. I'm talking grammar, syntax, and punctuation. This is the edit most writers skip, and they should absolutely not skip it because bad grammar and punctuation destroys the reading experience. Since it's an edit on a much smaller scale, it tends to be less expensive than the developmental edit. I've seen rates that were less than 1 cent per word to about 1 cent per word. I love my copy editor. She did a fantastic job. Her rates are super reasonable, and she even gave me a slight discount because she was a few days late getting my manuscript back to me, which I didn't even mind. It was just a few days. With all that considered, the amount I paid for the copy edit was a good price. It came to about ½ cent per word. Again, $762 $162 might sound like a lot, but keep in mind we're talking about a 160,000 word book. If your book isn't as long as mine, and it likely isn't, your editing bills will likely be much cheaper. Expense number 3, cover art, $717. When recruiting cover artists, you're paying for however many covers you need, and each format of your book needs its own cover. I created an ebook, paperback, hardback, and audiobook for The Save Your Sister, which meant I needed 4 covers. Obviously, the front cover is mostly going to be the same, but a paperback is going to need a back and spine, the hardback is going to need inside flaps, and the audiobook is gonna be a teeny tiny square. All that considered, I can honestly say that I definitely overpaid for my cover art. For my previous release, The Savior's Champion, I got 4 covers as well as 4 professional formatting packages. That meant I got 2 versions of my ebook formatted, I got paperback formatting and hardback formatting on top of the covers, and I still paid less for that entire package than I did with just the 4 covers for The Save Your Sister. Basically, my TSC package was double the size of my TSS package, and it was cheaper. $717 is a lot for cover art. You can definitely find a quality cover artist with much more reasonable rates. Expense number 4, formatting, $250. Formatting refers to the formatted pages of your book, making sure the title page is pretty, the pages are perfectly aligned and spaced, the chapter headers are clear and professional. This is a tricky expense to cover because technically I didn't pay for formatting, I formatted The Save Your Sister myself. However, I did purchase the program that I used to format The Save Your Sister, and that program is Vellum. Vellum allows you to format your paperbacks, hardbacks, and ebooks quickly and professionally. I am obsessed with this program because the end result is so beautiful, it does not look self-formatted at all. Plus, it is a one-time purchase for an unlimited number of books, which means from this point forward, I will never have to pay for formatting ever again. I basically spent $250 for unlimited book formatting, which is an absolute steal. When I've hired professional formatters in the past, it was as low as $275 to as high as $500 just to format one book. If you want to save money on formatting, I cannot recommend Vellum enough. I have an affiliate link in the description below. Check them out. You can download the program and format your entire book before you decide to actually pay for the program. That's what I did, and it was super worth it. Expense number 5, proofread, $0. The proofread is the final check of your manuscript. After it's edited and formatted, you hire someone to read through your book and check for any lingering mistakes or typos. This does not refer to major mistakes like plot holes or cliches. We're talking missing words or redundant words, little things. The reason I spent $0 on professional proofreading is because my professional proofreader failed. In her defense, this was around the time that COVID got really crazy and people were leaving work abruptly, so I'm assuming that's what happened in her situation, but I honestly don't know because she ghosted. I am so lucky because a handful of my colleagues who are all professionals within the writing industry offered to band together and proofread The Save Your Sister for me for free, and I am forever grateful to them because I was about to shit my pants. Anywho, that's why I paid $0 for the proofread. That is not normally the case. The proofread is usually the cheapest edit. I've seen rates that are typically about 1/4 of a cent per word. Expense number 6, the copyright. $60. Once your book is done, you gotta submit it for copyright. A copyright is basically a legal protection letting the world know that this book is yours. You wrote it. Back off, bitches. The copyright fee that I paid was $60, which tends to be the standard fee, so yeah, not much to say here. Expense number 7, Ingram Spark publication fees. $0. If you've published through Ingram Spark, then you know that they tack on some fees for publishing through their website. Ingram Spark is a distribution platform, mostly for paperbacks and hardbacks, but they do ebooks as well. A lot of self-published writers publish through them because they have the paperback and hardback distribution available. but fees are never fun. I believe the publication fee for a physical book and ebook bundle is about $50, and any changes or modifications you make to that bundle is $25 from that point on, but I'm honestly not 100% sure because it's been years since I've had to pay these fees. Nearly every time I've published through IngramSpark, they've had promo codes floating around that waived these fees entirely, and that's exactly what happened here. Thanks to their promo codes, I did not have to pay the publication fees for The Savior Sister, so before you publish through IngramSpark, check to see if there are any promo codes floating around. There probably will be. Snatch them up, save some money. Expense number 8. Proof copies, $274. Proof copies are the copies of your book that you receive before it's published. The point is for you to analyze the book and make sure there aren't any mistakes. Are the pages formatted correctly? Is the cover clear? Are you using the right kind of paper? When ordering proof copies, you typically pay cost plus shipping. That means you are not paying the sale price of the book, you are paying whatever it costs to print the book plus the shipping fee. With that said, how the hell did I pay $274 for proofs? Because I had to order a million proofs. As you guys recall, I overpaid for cover art, and I also had a tricky time working with my cover artists. The files they sent me were not printing properly, so I kept having to request new files and then ordering new proofs to make sure they were printing properly. So many proofs. I also had to pay for rush shipping because this was during the height of COVID, and it was taking a month at a minimum to process every proof. It ended up taking 3 or 4 rounds of proofs to get the cover right, so that's 6 to 8 books when you consider that I have a paperback and a hardback, plus all that rush shipping. So considering this, please take this figure with a grain of salt. That's not to say you won't spend this much. It's pretty common to need multiple rounds of proofs, but obviously it depends on the situation. From my experience, proof expenses are a crapshoot. It depends on the quality of your cover art and the quality of your formatting and whether or not they were done right the first time. So these are all my publication expenses, which bring us to a grand total of $3,770. Again, this does not include marketing expenses. It also does not include the expenses for printing and shipping ARCs, because I consider ARCs part of the marketing process. For a book as fat as The Savior Sister, I'd say this is a very reasonable total, and this is mostly because of the editor fees that I paid. The editors I hired had very affordable and competitive rates. Again, keep in mind my book is beefier than the average book, which is going to affect my editor fees. Also keep in mind that I overpaid in some areas and I didn't spend a dime in other areas. But hopefully this breakdown gives you an idea of what to expect when you self-publish, and maybe some tips and tricks that can help you save money, as well as mistakes that you can avoid. Friendly reminder, my brand new class, How to Self-Publish a Book from Start to Finish, is available right now on Skillshare, and if you use the link below, you can get a free trial to Skillshare, which means you can take the class for $0. Click the link, take the class, learn how to self-publish a book. You're welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Wednesdays, and if you want to be alerted as soon as I upload, ring that bell. My #1 best-selling dark fantasy romance series, The Savior's Champion and The Savior's Sister, are available all over the place. I also have it on good authority that The Savior's Sister audiobook is coming out very, very soon, so be on the lookout. If you want a copy today, all the links are in the description below. And be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and of course you can tweet me at Jenna Moreci. Bye!
Hey, this is Nick, the voice of Tobias and the narrator for The Savior's Champion, written by our Jenna. If you enjoy her writing advice, or if you want to find out about her publications, then you know what to do. Click the subscribe button, ding the bell, and you'll get notified every single time she puts up a video or she goes live. Now what are you waiting for?